Hey Wargamers, welcome back. So last battle we did was Devivilki. This one that we're doing now is the Minsk Mazoviki. So like right here. Ooh, that's not really very good. Yeah, right in there. So we're just pushing north. Hopefully we'll start cutting, if things are well executed. I assume command wants us to cut this force off to the east from reinforcements coming in from the west for the Germans. So we're, just slowly pushing up into this kind of gap that's being created. This kind of gap in the enemy line. We are running into some pretty strong armor presence in a lot of these areas, but I think this battle specifically, we're not looking at a lot of German armor, but there's some, some Panzer IVs, some Stugs, some Jagdpanthers, that kind of thing. In this battle, my opponent is R.D. Steiner once again, I believe. Let me double check that. Yeah, I think so. So, without further ado, let me pull up our video here. And I think it's this one. Maybe? Yeah, okay. Maybe. Thought I had it ready, but apparently I didn't. So, yep, that looks right. So right now we're fighting the 365th Grenadier Regiment with the 50th Tank Brigade, part of the 3rd Tank Corps. So we do have kind of that armored advantage, although it does look like we have some sort of Panther Kampfgruppe that is in reserve on that map. So you can always bring up those reserve forces. Maybe they're resting, I'm not sure. There's probably going to be a substantial amount of getting ready here, so I'm just going to skip ahead. Kind of try to find where I got my final take. So yeah, it looks like I was going for a pretty heavy tank force. I've gotten in the habit on some of these maps of bringing in these HMG teams. I found that they're pretty convenient to especially on maps with a lot of buildings like this one, to sneak them through some buildings to apply some pressure on an opponent that you can't get a tank up to fire on. And this is going to be a pretty tough battle. Our main objective for this battle was I should probably mention that too. It looks like we were just ordered to... Well, let me find it. Sorry, I really didn't come prepared today. Let's see. Minsk, where are you? I can't find the order right now. I think the order was just to kind of slowly start pushing in because we had just entered this map not long ago. Yeah. I think our main objective here is just to develop our front. I think I had team. I was trying to get rid of the mini map because there was a team behind it. So I'm gonna once again skip ahead a bit here. Try to get to where the battle's about to start. So we could just take a look at my initial force, kind of my positioning here, my main goal. I can't remember what exactly it was I was supposed to do here, and I can't find the orders for it. It's going to bother me. Either way, I think my thinking here was that I wanted to put a substantial amount of guys on the left here so that I could kind of push up through these buildings and, secure this part of the map a little bit better. That way armor can more easily come up and support troops that are pushing up the map. At this point, didn't care too much about the right side of the map. I kind of wanted to push into these buildings just a little bit. Sometimes you'll see me put guys to the back of buildings like this. That's just because if I put them up here, it's a little bit exposed from positions like this church here or this 3-story. And, putting them in the back makes them less likely to... Oh, I think I am getting a call. I'm going to stop real quick and then I'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm right back. Like I was saying, I'll put them in the back of the building. That way they don't draw any fire. But it also denies anything coming in through here, which probably was a little bit unnecessary considering I have guys right here already. I did bring up that HMG team here just because I suspected there might be something in these buildings here and I wanted him to be able to shoot at that. I'm blocking any advances up the road with this T-34 85, I think. And then this 76 and this 76 here are there to support these infantry. I have a couple more, let's see, a 76 and another 85 it looks like over here on the left to support these teams over there. So let's kind of just jump into this. Oop. And this is going to be some pretty intense fighting. I think I do take some pretty serious casualties in this one. As always, I have a little bit of mixed feelings with the smoke. A lot of times it doesn't do what you want it to do. It just draws attention. So in this situation, you can see it's going to draw on some mortars almost immediately, which was not exactly what I was probably wanting. On the other hand, I can't easily move those guys across the street without crossing this 3-story buildings and this 3-story buildings line of fire. So in retrospect, I probably should have just put both those teams up there in those 2-story buildings to the north. And I'm just sipping on a Coke while I do this commentary, so if you can hear that, my bad. You can see we're drawing fire from here, from here, from here, up here. Yeah, he had really good line of sight on all of my units, which really haunts me here at a certain point. And it's always difficult trying to get guys across the road like this. I assume his mortars are probably fairly well forward positioned so that they have pretty good accuracy right there. You can see they're right on the target. Also, it seems like the German mortars are just generally pretty accurate in this. And this is another kind of narrow, long map. There's a little bit of space off to the right, as you can see at the mini-map, but... And that direct hit just nearly wiped out that whole team. Really unfortunate to see a situation like that unfold. Not my favorite. And you got to be careful bringing up that T-34-85 like this. A little bit dangerous. You know, I could take a Shrek from this 3-story or even possibly this 2-story or these buildings. But I'm in dire need at this point of supporting fire. So while I'm not spotting it, I did see some gunfire coming out of that 3-story. So I got that 85 on it. And you could see some of those guys retreating out of that right away. Signer's pretty good at, retreating troops when you need to. These guys are in a bit of a pickle because I can't easily retreat them without crossing this linear danger right here again. You can see some sapper action down there with the flamethrower. And yes, that T-34-85 is named Death to Fascist. One of my teammates named that, I don't know who. It looks like I did start bringing some mortars down on these positions in these buildings over here. Yeah, we're starting to get quite a ways ahead in the battles from the videos I've recorded, so some of these I'm coming back to and forgetting the situation now of what was going on at the time. So I apologize if my intro on this one was a little bit wonky there. It's hard to keep track of everything that's happened between then and now. You can see I'm starting to target that 3-story just because I saw some guys moving across these streets. So I'm, knowing that he's probably trying to move some sort of anti-tank up to this building to get a shot on that 85 there. Yeah, these 4-story and 3-story buildings up here really haunt me throughout this battle. He's just got incredible line of sight on all my guys. You can see I start moving this 85 back because at this point the position is a bit precarious and I'm just concerned it's going to get shot by something in these buildings, which is probably what would have happened. You can see in this scenario, I can't quite get the geometry down in this. And I do spot a Panzer IV over here. We trade some shots, and I think he ends up getting the best of me here, unfortunately. I figured I would take my chance with it, and it didn't pay off. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. What I should have done is move this 76 up maybe, real quick. Oh well, lessons learned. So yeah, he's got these multi-story buildings now, shooting at these guys down here. Just really putting the hurt on me. His Panzer IV is shooting on his own men down here because we got some close combat going on. I should have just pulled these guys off sooner. I think this team right here I didn't notice when they were getting gunned down because I was more paying attention to, I think, micro in my tanks maybe. And it looks like those Germans in there surrendered, so I think we actually did take that building, yep. So, small victories, right? Maybe should have tempered my expectations in this battle. Just a little bit. And I suspect this smoke screen is probably to get some sort of AT across the road here to hit this 76. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or I just assumed that this 2-man team, or it might even just be one at this point, was sufficient. And again, he sees these guys crossing just because of this 4-story here. Just incredible line of sight from that building. Fortunately, our buddy Death to Fascist didn't get blown up there. I think this is another situation where I was a little bit stumped on what to do next. I kind of ran out of manpower here, and he really blocked me at every turn, so I just didn't feel very confident in making any more progress. So I think at this point I was kind of just focused on hunkering down and keeping what small gains I had. You can see I got line of sight on that with this team, but I'm not confident that that exchange is going to be in my favor, so I'd prefer to keep them hunkered down for now, which is probably the smart decision there. Despite still taking casualties, you can see I'm going to, I think, make that dangerous trek back across the road there. Yeah, that 4-story there is just really was the bane of my existence in this battle. It, yeah, look at that. He killed 3 guys right in a row there. Yeah, infantry is very squishy in this mod. You can lose some guys pretty quick, even in hard cover like a building. And there come the mortars. Yeah, it looks like I ran out of my own mortars. So, and I'm not using them as an assault team here. I'm just using them as security for that T-34 down to the south there. I was getting a little bit worried that something would sneak up on it. I don't think a whole lot happens from here. I think I might lose one more piece of armor. I think it's this one. I try to scoot it up to shoot at something. I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit because not a whole lot goes on at this point. Oh, yep. So yeah, I sneak this guy up a little bit to try to get line of sight on something. I don't remember exactly what. Yeah, I think I want to get it on that 4-story there. Yep. That's exactly what's happening. You're going to see these Panzer Shreks have quite a bit of range and accuracy on them. And even though it looks like I have line of sight, if you look at the bottom right while I'm trying to aim, it keeps saying they can't see. I'm not 100% certain why that would be. Possibly that wreckage in the street. So yeah, and this is where I make the mistake inching this guy up to try to get a beat on him, I think. Yep, there it is. Yeah. So at this point, let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to skip around a little bit too much there. Yeah, so at this point, I'm a little bit worried about that other 3076 there in the street, in the center there. So I start trying to move him back because this team died, and there's really nothing stopping this from having some infantry come. And you can see he's already rushing infantry down into these buildings. And there it is. Yeah, not a great battle for me. Not at all. So at this point, I'm trying to get some stuff up here to keep any more infantry from sneaking in around the side of my T-34 here. I've already lost 3. I don't need to lose a 4th. And we're down to the last 3, 2, 1, and end of game. Yeah, just a brutal battle for me. Lost a lot there. That was hard. Made very, very minimal gains. Just pause it there for a second so you can see we lost 3 tanks. It does look like we damaged that Panzer IV. And we lost just a boatload of men. Yeah, that was probably not the best. And yeah, at this point I'm just doing my due diligence. So anyways, thanks for watching again. I'll keep trying to upload these as I can. Like I said, I'm getting a little bit far behind here, so I may just skip some that I already recorded because at a certain point I'm going to get so far behind it's not even going to be up to date with what we did, and also I'm not going to remember what was going on when I played the games. So, like I said, thanks for watching.